Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, I would like to spend a little time as our lead story on the Kentucky primary election results. And I want to begin with this. This battle that went on last night in northern Kentucky was a battle between the establishment Republicans versus those that believe those establishment Republicans do not truly represent the conservative, libertarian view of things. And it's pretty interesting what went down. I would like to begin with the positive highlights, and that is what happened in Boone County and some of these districts that got over a little bit in Kenton County. Ched Hand, who raised very little money, who is the Boone County Republican chairman, who organized all the precincts and took over the party in February or March when they had the reorganization. He defeated Commissioner Kenner, who'd been there for a long time. He beat him 2-1. In addition to that, you had the state representative, state Senate candidates step forward. Santoro got beat. Who would have ever thought Santoro would go down by Marianne Proctor? You saw all the money that was being spent. Rawlings won, beat Ed Massey. You saw the money spent. Doane defeating Koenig. You saw the money spent. And what's really interesting is you had Link, Northern Kentucky, which is part of the establishment media, try to wipe all those people out with a hit piece on them. You saw the Enquirer do a story where they're interviewing their opponents and say this is a bad thing that there's all this going on. By the way, you had a guy who raised no money and did nothing get a considerable vote count against Gary Moore, Tim Johnson. It's pretty interesting. Jay Williams won the Senate seat. By the way, I'm in that Senate district and I was bombarded with mailers from him. But it's a really big deal what happened in Boone County last night. You had establishment Republicans backed by the Republican State House PAC pouring tons of money in, and they lost to those people that went out and knocked on the doors and got the people behind them and the organization behind them. In Kenton County, there wasn't any change, although I thought it was interesting that Tony Schmiotti got close to drought, which I thought was interesting. And I also believe that Chris Mann, who did nothing, ran against Kim Mosier and got a third of the vote. I think that's coming from people that understand that Kim Mosier is part of that establishment, healthcare, corporate healthcare, supporting mandates and everything else. And then in Campbell County, wow. The same kind of group that's in Boone County did the same thing in Campbell County. They took over, and Zinkhahn became the Campbell County Republican chairman, ran against Pendry, got within 500 votes of him last time. But this time, what happened was Pendry didn't take her lightly and spent a ton of money and defeated her. And then Dave Fisher came that close to beating Painter. So that group needs to stay focused, stay organized, come back and get it again. And then we need to get something going in Kenton County. Wesley Deters was part of that organization, and they let Scott Kemick roll over them, and they decided not to sue over it. But I can tell you this. Bulldog Media, is going to get behind the Kenton County reorganization the same way things happen in Campbell and in Boone. It can be done, and it will be done. Then a little on the peripheral of northern Kentucky, you've got Cooper Ryder, who went down. Again, that PAC loaded up on Douglas and took Cooper Ryder out. So he lost. Thomas Massey, if you combined all the people who ran against him, they got 25% of the vote, which is only a 7% improvement upon Todd McMurtry's. Everybody knew, I knew Thomas Massey was going to win that race. Doesn't change how I feel about Thomas Massey as our congressman. Trump endorsed all the congressmen, and none of those people have his back. It makes no sense. It's sad that Trump's become a little bit of a politician. And the movement that was started was very much unlike that. And as I said last night on our show, there are going to be originalists that are going to, by the way, Rand Paul won, that's a foregone conclusion. There's going to be originalists versus the new way of doing things. So it's a way it always happens. Movements splinter, they divide. And not always, but this one is. Now let's get to the rest of the news.